Hello, friends. Good afternoon. I hope all is well. Today, I'm here to talk about very important topic, especially for leaders or people who are going to be the leader. This is about artificial intelligence. AI implementation roadmap, which is from idea to enterprise value, like when idea is generated all the way up to when this AI is going to provide the value to the business. It is a practical executive guide for turning AI ambition into measurable business results. That's what every business leader or every leader in an organization needs. So, what is the promise from here is the AI becomes a value engine, and risk is pilots stays pilot. So, we talk about everybody is talking about artificial intelligence, right? So, AI is no longer a side project. It is becoming a core business capability like cloud, mobile, and analytics. Like if you remember in past when cloud came in, not many people were using cloud. Now every company, every organization is using cloud. When mobile phone came, very few people were using. Now everybody use mobile phone. Analytics is same. Every organization is using analytics. So same thing is going to happen with the AI. So everybody is going to use AI. So it is very important to understand that AI is no longer a side project. It is becoming a core business capability. What leaders are looking for, what they want really, the leader needs faster decisions, lower cost, and better customer experience, which can improve the revenue of the company. And employees are also needing some help in different areas, like they are doing repetitive job every day, and they don't want to do this again and again, same thing. So this can be automated through the artificial intelligence. So it can improve the efficiency and things and speed. And they also want to find the answers quickly. Suppose they want to know something about the organization, company, any information, it should be on the fingertips and they can find very easily instead of keep following up here and there, and it takes days and weeks to get the information. Then competitors are there for that organization. They are also using AI to improve the speed, quality, and scale. Where is the real opportunity? So, real opportunity is redesigning work with AI. So, means you take the AI or integrate AI with all workflows, which can improve the efficiency and speed and quality, risk, everything will be in better shape. Most AI ideas do not reach enterprise value. So if we talk about on this topic in any organization, there are so many people are there. Everybody come with some ideas, right? And but every idea is not going to give the enterprise value or business value. So we need to find out what what high value use cases are there which can give the good enterprise value or business value to the organization. So gap is usually not model accuracy, the gap is execution. So if you think about the use cases, so we have to be very, very careful. Use cases are not tied to the clear business outcome. This is very, very important. So each cases should be tied to the business outcome. And data is scattered. This is a challenge. Data is scattered across system and teams. Governance is added too late. Pilots are not integrated into daily workflows. Employees are not trained to use the solution. Now I'm going to tell you 7 steps AI implementation journey. So there are 7 steps. If you follow these 7 steps, you can build the any AI solution and you will master that. So listen this carefully, watch this carefully, and you may not learn everything in one time, and you watch this again and again. And this is the series of videos, as I said, from idea to business value. Watch all of them, then you become the master of implementation of AI solution and AI strategy. So let's talk about 7 step of AI implementation journey. So you need to move in order. You cannot keep jumping, right? You can, the people want to jump immediately from bottom to top, which is not right thing. So you have to go in the order. So do not jump directly from idea to tool selection. So like, oh, you got the idea, now let's choose the tool, what tool we are going to use. That's a not good thing. You need to follow the 7 steps. First thing what you have to do, you have to create the vision, AI vision. Then after that, you have to see the readiness assessment. Like, are you ready? Is our organization is ready? Do we have everything to implement to do the implementation of AI solutions? Then find the use cases, high value use cases. So there could be many ideas, many use cases, but you have to choose high value use cases which can provide enterprise value or business value. Then we have to work on the data. Like we have to find out really, do we have the data? Data is accessible easily. Then technology. After that technology comes in the picture. Now you decide the tools and technology what we are going to use for this solution. Then you finalize the build the pilot and do the pilot testing. And after testing, you scale it and put in the production. So what is simple rule about it? So simple rule is AI success is a business transformation journey. What I am saying, AI success is a business transformation journey, not a software installation. Now set the AI vision and business direction. So now what leaders need to do, they need to set the AI vision and business direction, as you said at the first point, right? Which is step one, create the vision for the AI solution and what will be the business direction for that. So AI needs a clear purpose. What business outcomes must improve? So like when we implement AI for a particular use case, then what business outcome must improve? So we have to decide and we have to define. So define the why, growth, productivity, risk reduction, or customer experience. Then choose 3 to 5 priority business outcomes, right? Which will say, okay, we want to do this thing after implementation of this solution. Assign executive ownership and decision rights. So now you have to very clear, make sure that the ownership is assigned. One person is assigned who is the owner for the all the AI solution and the decision rights. Then create one simple AI ambition statement. Now, second step is assess readiness and select high value use cases. So this is very important because you need to do the assessment really you are prepared for implementing AI or not, right? If you don't know you are prepared or not, then you will a lot of time waste and money waste will be there. So make sure that you do the right assessment. Are you ready for the AI solution or not? And then select the high value use cases. So do not start with coolest idea, as I said in the past. He start with the most valuable and realistic idea. So you have to choose most valuable and realistic idea, like it is going to provide the most value to the business and it is realistic to implement. Then you have to do few things for this readiness assessment. You score each use case on business value and data readiness, risk, and adoption effort. So you have to rank and score each use case. Like this use case, what value is going to provide? Are we ready with the data? Do we have the data? What are the risks and what the adoption effort is required? So you have to rank the use cases accordingly. And then pick up the use cases with visible business pain and strong executive sponsorship. So you have to see the most visible business pain, what is that? And and do we have a strong executive sponsorship for that or not? Then avoid pilots that cannot be integrated into the daily work. So it is very, very important to integrate your AI solutions with the daily work or workflows so that you get the real value. It is not in silos. Then create a start list. What is the quick wins? What is strategic bets and learning pilots? Step three is prepare data before expecting AI results. What that mean? Like, you know, you don't have the right information. You expect someone to do the good work. Nobody can do that. Same thing is for AI. If AI does not have the right data, it cannot do perform the right work. So it's very important you prepare data properly, make sure the data is clean. It need not to be perfect, but it should be in good shape. So AI is like a smart employee, as I said. It can only perform well when it has the right information. Otherwise, it will not provide you the right output. So what you need to do, identify the data needed for the use case. So now you decided the use case. For that use case, you need to identify data, what data is required. Now you have to find out the data ownership. So who owns that data? You have to find out that. Then access rule. What is the access rule? Who can access that data and how? What are the security issues, privacy issues are there, and quality issues are there. Then connect system needed for the workflow. And you have to connect all this system what you create with the workflow so people can use that. It's not in the silos. Create a data improvement plan, not a perfection plan. So that what that mean? So in beginning, your data may not be very clean. So you have to work on the data improvement plan. So how to make sure data is as perfect as possible. So you not to work on the perfection plan, but improvement plan. Now, step four is build the minimum AI platform. What that mean? Here you choose the technology and tools and make the platform where the AI can run. So think of this as a safe highway where AI solution can run. So approved AI models and tools. So select the use the approved AI models and tools. Secure access to the data and enterprise systems. It is important so that you can um, have the right data and you can integrate your AI solution with enterprise system. Identity based permission and audit log. You make sure that you provide the access to the data uh, um, based on the permissions, based on identity, and also make sure the audit logs are being captured so we can see what is going on, what was done, what happened. Then testing, monitoring, and human approval points. Integration with business application and workflow, and we need to integrate all this AI solution or platform with the business application and workflows. Now, step five, put governance inside the work. Governance is very, very important because if there's not good governance, then it can create very big problem and decision could be wrong. You may get wrong output. So control should not show the AI down. They should make AI safe enough to scale. So controls are not like slow down AI solutions. It is to make sure that AI is safe enough to scale. That's the purpose of control or governance. Define who approves each AI use case. That's very important. Who approves the AI use case? Because we need to select the right use case which provide the maximum enterprise value. Protect sensitive data and customer information. Make sure that this governance is set up like that all the sensitive data is protected and customer information is protected. Review bias, fairness, accuracy, and security risk. Make sure that if then bias is there in the model, you review those, correct them. Fairness should be there in the model. Accuracy is very, very important, and security risk. Identify what are the security risks, document them, and solve those, remove those security risks. And require human approval for high impact decisions. So what you need to do is certain places decisions are very critical. So even a small thing can impact significantly to any organization. So if there is any decision which is high impact decision, there should be human in the loop. Means human should review and approve that. Monitor AI output after launch. So once you launch AI solution, you need to monitor AI output on a regular basis to make sure that everything is going in right direction. Number step 6, run pilots like future product. So we are building this, we working on the use case, right? So now this use case we need to run the pilot, but pilot should be built or tested considering this pilot will be part of the production before it become the product like future product. So you can use this pilot for the future product. So pilot is not a demo, right? It is not just demo. It is a small business test with a path to the production, right? So we take the small portion of the business, we test it and find out if everything looks good, and then it become the part of the production. So you not to do anything from the scratch. Start with a defined process, user group, and measurable baseline. Test accuracy, security, usability, and workflow fit. Create a production plan before the pilot ends. So like while pilot is in the progress, you start working on production plan. How will you cut over to the production? How will we deploy this to the production, right? And decide quickly, scale, scale the product or solution, improve it further, pause or stop, or isko, like you make to make the decision you want to pause or stop or continue. So like you have to decide, put in the production once pilot is going on at the end, or do we need to improve the pilot? Do we need to pause or we need to stop? Step 7 is make people successful with AI. Means adoption. Like you build a solution on the use case. If people are not using, then it's waste of time and money. So people need to adopt that solution for that use case. So adoption is where AI value becomes real. Because if adoption is not there, there will be no value of this solution. So you need to put together the adoption plan. So explain how AI changes the work, not just the tool. Train employees with role-based examples. Create champions in each department. So each department should have the champion of that use case, which is using the AI, so that that champion can spread the word, give the training to the people, tell them how to use that, and measure usage, satisfaction, and business outcome. And this is very important, which tell you how successful is your project or use case implementation. So you measure uses, how many people are using, how is the adoption, how is the satisfaction, and what is the business outcome. keep improving based on user feedback. So take the feedback time to time from all the users and keep doing the improvement. Now, where AI can create value first, you have to think about that. Like where AI can create value first. So you start with work that is high volume, repetitive, knowledge heavy, or decision heavy. So that's very important. Like how to start, where to start the AI first. So find out the areas like high volume areas, repetitive work, what are the repetitive works, what is the knowledge heavy, more knowledge is required, or what is the decision heavy, the like decisions are being late, getting late. So now I will tell you industry by industry how uh, on which area we should implement AI first. In healthcare, you can say care gap identification and clinical note summaries. Insurance industry claim triage, proper authorization support, and fraud flags. In manufacturing, demand forecasting and predictive maintenance. And retail, customer service assistant and personalization offer. In finance, risk reviews, contract analysis, and reporting automation. Now, executive AI implementation checklist. So we are going to talk about this checklist. Like before we start implementing any AI solution, what should be in the checklist? We should check it. So this you use this checklist to make sure the organization is not skipping the basics. So if you follow this, um, and you will not miss anything. So it's very, very critical. So what is the first thing? First thing is business outcome defined. First thing we have to find out or put together or document that what is business outcome expected, what specific use case. Executive honor is assigned. So we have the executive honor, like owner, who is going to own the solution. Use case is code. So use case is code means you have ranked the use case. You have many, many use cases, but you have to rank the use cases based on the business value. And then you have to work on those accordingly based on the rank. Data access confirmed, make sure that you have the data for that particular use case and data access is there so that you can use that data. Risk and privacy reviewed. And then you have to review the risk. What are the risks when you are doing this project? What is the privacy risk? So you need to work with the legal team, a security team to make sure that you get their support to help you. Technology path selected. Then after that, you need to select now technology, what technology you are going to use, what tools you are going to use. Pilot plan approved. Then you have to get the pilot plan approved, put together plan for the pilot, and that should be approved so that we can start execution on pilot plan. Adoption plan ready. Then it's also very important how the people will adopt. So you need to put together with the adoption plan so that users can adopt it and so that you can get the business value. If they are not going to use it, they don't adopt it, you are not going to get the business value and it will be loss of money and time. Matrix baseline captured. So you need to document the matrix baseline, which to find out really what benefit you are going, what are ROI, how is ROI, what benefit you are getting out of this solution, and scale decision set. After that, scale the decision set. Now, AI needs guardrails before scale. So before we put in the production, we need to make sure that we have the guardrails. The goal is not zero risk. It will never be possible. Some risk will be always there. So goal is not a zero risk. The goal is known risk, like you should know what are the risk. Controlled risk, what are the controlled risk are there and what is monitor risk. So we need to understand that, right? There will be always risk. We cannot say there is no zero risk, but our goal should be we should know the risk, we should control the risk, and we should monitor the risk. Wrong answers. Ground AI in approved data and test outcomes. Sensitive data. Use access control, masking, and audit logs. So you need to make sure that for the sensitive data, you use the access control, make sure who has the access, who does not, mask the data wherever is required, and use the audit log so you know that what is going on with the data. Bias. Review output across user and customer groups. Accountability, assign owner and approval steps. Shadow AI, provide approved tools and clear policies. Now, measure value, adoption, and risk together. This is very important because here that's what is going to tell you how successful is your use case. So a good AI dashboard is not just uses, it shows business impact. So what is the business impact? So the value, so cost save, how much cost we saved, how much revenue we gained, cycle time reduced, then adoption, active users, how many active users are there, repeat usage, user satisfaction, quality, accuracy. Under the quality, you can say accuracy is there, exception rate, what is the exception rate? Rework reduction is there or not? And risk, what is the incidents, policy violation, unresolved issues, and scale number of use cases moved to production. How many use case be put in the production? That's why they keep scaling, keep putting the more and more and more solutions or use cases in production. Now, final recommendation is build AI as a repeatable business capability. So it means start small, learn fast, control risk, prove value, and scale what works. So treat AI as transformation, not a technology purchase. Like you can't say, oh, we bought the technology AI. No, you need to use AI as a transformation. You have to transform your business using the AI. Use a clear sequence from vision to scale. Right? We told you first step is vision and last step is a scale. So you have to use the clear sequence. You have to go in the order one by one, 7 steps, which I explained to you. Connect every AI effort to a business outcome and accountable owner. So connect every AI effort to a business outcome. So whatever AI effort you are putting, use cases putting, you need to make sure that you connect that with the business outcome. So what business outcome you got, what benefit business got, and accountable owner. Create a 90-day action plan to move from discussion to execution. So this is all about, we talk about AI roadmap to implement AI in any organization. All the steps will be the same. You need to just follow. Use case will be different based on the industry, but the common method or process is this. If you understand this well, you can implement any AI solution. So thank you very much for listening me. And in the next day, we will talk about why organization need AI now. So this whole series is very interesting for all the leader as well as the people who are going to be the leaders soon. So it's very important you watch this full series, and if you master this full series, then you will be expert of implementing any AI solution. You will be like in the leadership team, and you can help the leaders to implement AI solution. So that's it for today. Thank you very much, and see you next time, maybe in 1 week or so, with the next presentation. Take care.